Howdy y'all, Bigelow Reviews here. I am Brent Bigelow and I have a new review for you, and that is American Heartbreak by Zach Bryan. So this album came out in 2022. I not really much of a country guy, but not too many people have reviewed this record, so I thought I would hop on here and review it myself, even though it came out like May of last year and made some waves. So I thought I'd hop on and review it, because why the hell not? That's more better. This is Zach Bryan's third studio album, and quite honestly, his longest, and hopefully it's his longest album he will ever make, and we never do this ever again. There's 34 songs on here, and with a wide variety of like upbeat country tracks, a lot of folky, sappy love tracks, a lot of reminiscing about the road, living life, and typical things of that nature when it comes to country music and typical country jargon. One of the obvious issues I have with this album, as you can tell by my enthusiasm, is exactly the length. It is 2 hours and 2 minutes with 34 songs, which is ridiculous. That's entirely too long. It's like watching a movie, but with just your ears. By about track 12, you're pretty much, at least I was burnt out by it. I'm like, this is a lot. This is going to be a task. But the simple country aesthetic is the part that kind of gets a little taxing. The super simple, just acoustic, and Zach's voice, which really isn't that impressive. He's not the best singer, but what he makes up in his lack of singing ability, he makes up with his incredible pen and how great of a songwriter he is. All these songs on here he wrote, which is impressive. They're fantastic, except for his one cover of You're My Sunshine, which, with an album this long, why the hell is this on here? why is it on here? We don't need to hear another country musician covering You're My Sunshine. Maybe do that on a later album down the line. I don't understand why it had to be on this album, with it already having 1,000 freaking tracks on it. But that being said, I'm not going to talk about the length of the album that much because I don't want to take up all your time, but there's some good songs on here. There's actually some good tracks, and I do thoroughly enjoy like the aesthetic of Zach Bryan. From the outlook, he's like an old soul when it comes to music. He sings a lot about traveling and being on the road and driving everywhere. When it comes to country music, I do love that. He has this like Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard aesthetic that was some of my favorite types of country music. I love that old school outlaw country where it feels a little bit wild and not your typical have a beer, go to church, that girl's cute crap that a lot of modern country does. He kind of steers away from that, but what he does, you really can't tell because, just like I said, his pen is immaculate. And if you just read his lyrics, his lyrics are just gorgeous. It's the best part. And also, I'm a diehard Bob Dylan fan. When it comes to singers, I have no room to talk. As long as the pen's good, you got my attention and I'll listen to it. So, I love Bob Dylan. He is an awful singer. He has his moments, but he is not a good singer. These two have that thing in common where the writing is superb. Some of my favorite songs on here, you have Something in the Orange, which talks about, I believe he's talking just about like the look in his girl's eye when he comes home. When he wraps up this album with the track, This Road I Know, it's just gorgeous. All of it, it's just him and guitar and he's talking, and just the way he, like, it's like a poem. It's gorgeous. Like, it almost brings a tear to your eye. Could be the fatigue of listening to it, and you're like, wow, this is actually really good, and then it finally gets to you. But no, genuinely, it's a beautiful way to wrap up this whole track, and how Something in the Orange and the last track, This Road I Know, tie in with each other. It's a great way to wrap it up. Heavy Eyes is another great song. It's basically about having a good time with your buddies, hanging out, painting the town red, smoking some weed, drinking too much. Who's gonna take me home? It's something that's pretty relatable for, I'm sure, with a lot of people, and I just love the energy on that, which this album, when it delivers on the energy, it's some of the best music, I believe, on the project. Cold Damn Vampires is a track about the music industry and how there's always people out there, there's these vampires that are gonna come and get you and get your money because, you know, it's the industry, it's a machine, and Zach Bryan does a really good job describing how these people are so opportunistic. They're coming to get your dreams. They're coming to exploit you and make money off of you. And I just like the symbolism of the cold vampire. Ninth Cloud is also another great song about just really being able to cherish and enjoy the finer things in life. You know, you don't have to go into a coffin and experience heaven. You can experience heaven here just by, you know, enjoying the little things in life. And there's a lyric that I really did love that he said. It was, "Usually I'm a wreck, but the hard times were just a step to get to where I am on this ninth cloud." Love it. The song Highway Boys, another song about being on the road, hanging out with your boys. Just a good vibe. It's a good track. I enjoy it. The song Whiskey Fever might be my favorite song off of here. It's like high energy. It is a rambunctious track. Zach Bryan doesn't sound like he's in comatose on here too. The band feels alive. It feels like they all did like 10 shots of Jack Daniels and then went into the studio and recorded the track. It's great. It's so good. And even the story that he tells about how he has his whiskey fever and how he's got to drink. He's either looking for a girl to take home or a fight to break out, and then how it all flips up and he's like, he goes to war instead of going to jail and he hates it and he's like, "Damn you, whiskey." And I love the story on here. It's one of my favorites. The song Billy Stage is a very melodic piece of music talking about just listening to people tell stories. Love that one too. The song Open the Gate, also a really good song. I think it might have the catchiest, I think it has the catchiest guitar little ditty in it. It's fantastic. The chorus is great too. This recording of the song on the album is really weak. I heard it the first time actually on the live album. All My Homies Hate Ticketmaster is an amazing, an amazing title for a live studio album. It's live at Red Rocks, and it's a good listen. And then, like I said earlier, the song This Road I Know is just a perfect bow for this long ass album. Like I said, I can't tell if it's a beautiful song or I'm just fatigued at this point where something this beautiful would make me cry, or they're tears of victory because I conquered such a beast. So I'm in a weird spot when it comes to this record. It easily could be like one of the best country albums so far this year and like since the 2020s. It's so long and it's filled with so much average, mediocre music in between the good songs. It's rough for me. There's a lot of good and great in a sea of mediocre, ooey gooey, average, just melancholy, I don't know, it's just, there's just a lot of okay. But there's moments where it's fantastic. And I could see him being like a staple in modern country music. Easily, if you cut this thing down to about 15 tracks and maybe an hour long of a runtime, easily this album's an 85 for me, and I think it's a really good project. I'm like, wow, this is good. I can't wait to hear what he does. And then releases again. But 2 hours, 34 songs, and like maybe like I on my little list that I saved, 8 of them I really enjoyed. I give it a 65. I really think that, you know, the length of the album really hindered him a lot, and especially some of them being just not fully fleshed out or being just good songs to compare to the really great ones. It just lacks, and I can only see myself coming back to the songs I really like, obviously, but the album as a whole, I'm being generous with a 65. But what do you think? Put your scores down in the comment section below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with all your besties, and I'll see you in the next one. A Biggie out.